I think those car talks are gonna be like me becoming fat talks. You sure you don't want? You're not articulating. You making me talk about my business is obviously giving me emotional issues, and I keep eating in the car. You asked me that once, like, is creativity innate, or do you can you develop your creativity? I really believe that creativity is something innate, way more in some people than others. And again, it goes back to the, sociological and cultural, factors and environment that you grew up in. See, for example, when I decide to hire a new designer, I tell them, listen, I don't care of your CV. I care of you coming, sitting here a week. I'm gonna give you a room to design, and based on that, I'll tell you whether you're hired or not. Creativity in design, it's about also having an overall vision. Like, what's our job? Our job is to put into space what people have in their mind. You need to transcript feelings into a design. How do I do it with my team? Where I'm not going to say this is an easy task. I always think this is the hardest because I have a very French approach to design. So I'm not really I'm like this in life. Like, I'm not politically correct. So like, I had people that worked with me and like they come up with a concept and I'm like, this is hideous. This is like really bad.
But don't you think that attitude can impact creativity? Can kill it a little bit?
We're not artists. We have requirements. So it's not like it's an open book and you can do whatever you want. Also, you need, in our job, you need to think details, function, technicality, Every project should tell a story. With the client and the vision that they have, we build a story. We build a story and we build a narrative. Like, you build more than a narrative, you build an imaginary. I love the word imaginary. I don't know if it's something
that's an adjective, and you're using it as an adjective.
Imaginary means elements that are composing what your design is going to be made of. So like, typically, I would let them do mood boards and reference board, and I say, this is my understanding of what the client wants. Let's build the imaginary and the vocabulary of this project. We always talk about design vocabulary. When you do a classic project, you talk about classical vocabulary. It's exactly like grammar. Like, you don't invent. It's like from the color scheme, the palette, the volume, the material, the texture. So how I would raise that creativity in them is I would go and make them research about that language and that vocabularies. Because at the end of the day, what's our objective? Our objective is the client to come in and say, wow, it's gorgeous. Why would they say, wow, it's gorgeous? Because it fits the imaginary and it fits what they had envisioned in their mind, but it's not their job to put it on paper, it's ours. Creativity, yes, it's very subjective, but also we're not creative in the sense that an artist is creative in front of a black canvas. We have way stricter rules, way stricter requirements. So I think the way I instill creativity within my team is to really build...
Establish parameters.
Yeah, parameters. I don't mean to restrict their creativity, but also we have business objectives. Our business objective is to get this thing built, I always say a design, for me at least, that stays on paper, okay, could be a great design, but nobody's gonna ever know what it's worth unless it's built, unless it's experienced. What was the question again?